Masahiro, what are your takeaways then from the earnings and the numbers that have come through from ASML?
Yes, according to ASML, its revenue in the Q3 were around 6.7 billion euro, and that was a little bit below the midpoint of the guidance. But it was not really a surprise. And if we look at the order bookings, it was about 5.4 billion euro, and above the consensus. But it's quite similar to the net system revenue of 5.5 billion euro in the third quarter. So I think that the order bookings for the net system is balancing, between the orders and the revenue. So if we look at the order bookings, so it's pretty similar to previous 33 billion euro at the end of Q2. So maybe Q2, Q3 order backlog should be almost the same. So I mean that in that sense, pretty much okay. And if we look at the guidance, revenue guidance, it's quite no surprise. And if we calculate the total revenue for this year, it would be 32-point-something billion euro for this year, which is in line with the expectation. So I see pretty much in line result and guidance.
Okay, in line when it comes to the guidance. What does that tell us about the outlook then?
Okay, so as we spoke about the orders backlog, and that's around 33 billion euro at the end of Q3, and this year's revenue would be 32-point-something, and the consensus for next year is around 4% revenue growth. So maybe that would be around 33 point blah blah billion euro for next year's revenue consensus. So in that sense, probably ASML's backlog should be good enough to cover next year's revenue. Maybe Q4 order bookings could be quite good, and maybe Q1 is okay. So in that sense, ASML could increase the revenue, and also ASML management says that 2026 revenue will not be below 2025 level. So that should be the good sign, and people know that Intel will cut capex next year because of the current situation, and also TSMC is quite a large spender, and they will not be very aggressive in the beginning of the year. So we will not see very strong capex news in the near term. So in that sense, maybe ASML's pretty decent expectation for 2026 is not very much surprise for us.